Okay, hello. This video is going to take a quick look at what we call up-leveling. In the phonics planning for this week, it suggested that if you feel your child is confident with the last 2 weeks phase 4 learning with their blends, you may decide to look back at the literacy work from the last couple of weeks and have a go at doing some up-leveling. It might be the case that maybe your child needs 1 or 2 more days looking at phase 4. And then as you get later on in the week, towards Thursday, Friday, you might decide that they're secure. So then you might spend a couple of days up leveling towards the end of the week. So just a couple of examples of what you might do. So here is just an example of Ruby's literacy from last week, her recount or her recall of the story, Three Little Pigs. The first thing you'll do is obviously get the child to try and read their work back to you. If they're struggling to read any of their work back, that may point to some phonetic errors. So straight away there, they can have a go at respelling some of their words. I wouldn't go through and mark it all and correct it all, but get yourself a fresh piece of paper or a whiteboard and pen. So you may have some phonetic errors that they can spot. Then as you're going through your work, you get them to read it back. Once upon a time there was. So we have was spelt here, W-O-S. So if it's a tricky word, and if you feel it's a tricky word that your child should be spelling correctly by now, so remember those tricky words that we learnt in phase 3, they're now the tricky words that we're encouraging the children to learn to spell. So we might look at the spelling of tricky word was, do a bit of work around that. Three Little Pigs, we have a reversed 3 there, so it may be an opportunity to look at some numeral formation as well. And always opportunities. Horace and Boris wanted to, so we've got tricky word to spelled correctly. Obviously, you might pick up capital letters in names, depending on the level that your child is working at. You might want to do some work around names and needing capital letters at the start. Horace and Boris wanted to make their house quick. They, tricky word, they spelled correctly, so that was good. They made them out. So out here we've got A-W-T, so out. So we may go back and look at that and think, how could that have been spelled either phonetically better using the owl digraph, so owl for cow, or out might even be a tricky word that if your child's a strong reader, potentially, they may have picked up tricky word out, so you might want to look at that. And of, again, another tricky word that we would like them to start spelling correctly soon, so you might look at tricky words like of, straw, and sticks. Now you can see Ruby's got her str blend at the start of straw and her st blend at the start of sticks. And later on we also got it somewhere in bricks as well. Where were we? There we go. Look. Yeah. So this might be something that I'll be looking to do next week because I'm pretty confident that Ruby's getting a good grasp now of her consonant blends. Okay, so that's just a bit of an example. Again, up here, look, tricky words like she. I would really hope tricky word she is being spelled correctly. So we've got into phonetic mode there. So we might go back and revisit that and have a go at spelling tricky words like she. Like I said, you don't want to demoralize the child with up-leveling. Do it together. Make sure you're pointing out all the positives at the same time, all the wonderful things that they've done in their writing as well. And yeah, it's just a way you might look at adding a bit of extra description. So here we had the big bad wolf. So that was a really lovely description there. But if they've just wrote the wolf, you might look at, what extra words could we add in there to make that sentence a bit more interesting. And then even past tense looks, we've got the big bad wolf comed. So we might be able to do a little bit of work on vocabulary and, how we would change comed into the correct past tense. So loads of opportunities for up-leveling there. So again, if, phase 4 phonics is something, certainly the initial and final consonant blends, if that's something that you're confident with, then spend next week having a go doing a bit of up-leveling. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.